Now, if you look on television, there is a space for a woman in cricket telecast. But when you're the first to do it, people look at you like that, with a magnifying glass. I have to tell you, it was a hard one to begin with because there was very little acceptance. I also didn't believe that I belonged there. I was like, I just need to be accepted. I want to be a part of the furniture. I want people to just be okay with me being around. I've been to a therapist 20 years ago. Yeah. And when I told my mom for the first time I'm going to a therapist, she said, why? If I have nightmares, it's about two things. Choreographed dance and maths exam. The power above, they put you into this life because they know that you can handle it.
Welcome to What Women Want with Kareena Kapoor Khan, Season 5. Presented by Dabur Amla, co-powered by Philips Garment Steamer and Max Life Insurance. A girl should be two things, who and what she wants. ये line मेरी आज की guest के लिए perfect है. She's everything a woman is made of. Strength, resilience and confidence. Bollywood से लेकर cricket तक. Anchoring से लेकर fitness तक. She's truly the woman of the match. हर बार. Please welcome Mandira Bedi. Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Please.
Always good to see you.
Looking great, fitness inspiration, still at it. Already asked you, went to the gym in the morning.
Of course I did.
Never miss a workout.
Never miss a workout when I can. I mean, if it's an 18-hour day,
okay, then no.
Which are few and far between, or I'm taking a very early morning flight and I really can't get a workout in, then I miss it. But otherwise, there's an equation. Before anything, I'll give you that equation. In 24 hours of the day, we sleep 8 hours.
Yeah.
In 16 hours, surely.
Yeah.
Surely, 45 minutes can come out,
so
right?
45 minutes, isn't it?
45 minutes minimum, 1 hour. Otherwise.
1 hour otherwise.
Yeah. Don't need more than 1 hour.
Yeah, I think so, na?
Yes.
45 minutes, I'll stick to that. We can see. But I've always admired, Mandira, how you've, broken into what is like a male bastion of cricket, whenever you, earlier back in the day, you were commentating. And it was, obviously, cricket is always considered a very,
Still is. It's a men's club. It's a boys' club.
It's a men's job. But you brought fashion to TV, which was so cool back then. So, how do you feel? What do you think about it when you look back? That, would it have been different today if you started?
I look back with so much gratitude. I mean, it's always very hard being the first of anything, because the first of anything gets really scrutinized, and you get the people take time to accept it. Now, if you look on television, there is a space for a woman in cricket telecast or sports telecast everywhere across the board. But when you're the first to do it, people look at you like that, with a magnifying glass, and they scrutinize you, and they have comments about you, and they tell you that you don't belong there. What the hell is she doing? She doesn't, she doesn't.
Why is she discussing cricket?
Yeah, why is she discussing cricket? But the channel got me on board to ask the layperson's question, who is not a cricket purist, who's not, sitting and watching each and every, pre and post show. They want to get new viewers in.
Yeah.
And that's what they got me on board for. And I have to tell you, it was a hard one to begin with because there was very little acceptance.
Yeah.
And, when you're sitting on a panel talking with ex-cricketers and legends, mind you, on cricket, it's another different language.
It is.
So it's one thing when you're sitting on the couch and you're watching a cricket match and you're discussing
it's
cool.
But you have to know everything, but like
when
on
your
the page,
camera's on you and you're not speaking the language,
yeah.
It is another story altogether. And I have to tell you, the first 1 week, I had so much excess baggage in my head. I was so high-strung and worried and nervous. And when the camera red light comes on, I'd be like tongue-tied. And I also believed that, oh my God, I also didn't believe that I belonged there. I was like, I just need to be accepted. I want to be a part of the furniture. I want people to just be okay with me being around. Actually, I should have said, people should accept me and love me and want me around. But it wasn't the case. And 1 week went by with absolute hesitation and mistakes and fumbles. And at the end of every show, I'm not kidding, I would put my head down and I would cry. And, the legends on either side of me, barring one, and I'm going to tell you who that is in just a minute, but the legends on the left or right of me, I'd ask them questions and they just stare at me. And they'd turn to their camera and they'd answer whatever the hell they wanted to answer.
Huh.
Nothing connected to my question,
Oh.
because my question was obviously not relevant enough or not important enough or whatever. And it was very unnerving. And it was very, I don't want to say disrespectful, but I felt disrespected.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
You know, so
yeah.
that's how the first week went. And at the end of the first week, there was a little bit of an intervention, and the channel brought me in and said, listen, we have chosen you amongst 1,000 women. We believe you belong there. You're not an analyst, you're not an expert, you're not a commentator, you're a presenter.
Yeah.
And if you're a presenter, then just go out there and have fun, show them your personality, and that's it. And that intervention was very helpful, I must tell you. I'm telling you this story because that was a turning point for me. And they say, you know, heaven and hell is in your head. Happiness is a choice. Positivity is a choice.
Absolutely.
And honestly, I flipped a switch that day. And from an afternoon show, a mid-innings show going very, very badly to this little conversation. And I promise you, at the end of every show, I would cry. And with this tear-streaked face. But the third show of the day, I went back saying, whatever I ask is not off the table. I'm going to continue to ask it. And the best part of it is it's live. So I'd ask legend number 1, sir, what do you think of XYZ? And it was my question. It's not like anybody was feeding me any questions. May have not been relevant, but came to my head.
Right.
And the gentleman would do what he would normally do, stare at me, look at his camera and answer something else. And I would say, but sir, you didn't answer my question. And it's live television,
yeah,
you know,
what
so they
can
had
you
to
do?
answer.
Yeah.
So eventually I was getting my answers. People were respecting me and accepting me. And it was like a turning point for me. And, you know, from people back home also not liking me because I was all over the place, to people accepting me. And the one person, you know, when people ask me, what was the best compliment you got, or what did you feel the best about when you did that World Cup back in 2003? It was your father-in-law.
Oh.
He came down and he'd come for the semi-finals and the finals. And he was so respectful and so kind and so sweet. And when he met me the first time, he shook my hand and he said, so you're the Mandira Bedi everybody's raving about. That was just made me feel so good. It made me feel so special, and it made me feel like, you know what, I am making something of a difference.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It was a long enough tournament for me to change a few people's minds, but some minds got changed, and I was in cricket for as long as I wanted to be. And
absolutely,
I
which was, I think, what?
10, 12 years.
12 years.
And then after that, when news channels called me, I said, look, I don't want to be away from my children doing something for a news channel. If I'm doing it for the host broadcaster, I'll do it.
Yeah.
The channel I was working with had the rights of the cricket up to a certain point, so I did it till then. And I really enjoyed my stint with cricket. I enjoy my stint with sport, and even now I interview such amazing sports people, so it's so nice.
Yeah, but it's amazing. This is such a lovely story to know that it did take you that amount of time to actually change the whole, you know, that patriarchal mindset.
As well. Yes.
You know, and I mean, you've been a prime mover at that.
Thank you.
And so that is, I mean, it's quite commendable.
Thank you.
So you started your career with DDLJ.
No, with Shanti actually, but it was almost
almost
the
same.
Time. Yes.
But I think आपने एक interview में कहा था कि shooting for DDLJ wasn't fun. तो ऐसे क्यों कहा?
Because, you know, unlike you and unlike how graceful and how beautiful you are when it comes to songs, I started with the song.
Yeah, oh, yes.
Mehndi laga ke rakhna. I started with a song, and I tell you, if I have nightmares as a grown woman, it's about 2 things. Choreographed dance and maths exams.
Oh, God.
That's it. They both give me as much of a
anxiety.
Wake up with a cold sweat kind of feeling. Yeah. So Saroji was the choreographer, and I remember her telling me, she says, you know something, you are like somebody I know. Somebody I know very well. You're like Bobby Deol. Sorry, you're like Sunny Deol.
Oh,
yes. He doesn't. He shakes his shoulders. You shake your shoulders really well, but as a woman and as a female actor, you need to learn how to shake your hips, which I could not do. So It was actually quite terrifying, and it still is. I mean, it's great to go to a party
And then let off some
and
steam.
then let off some steam and dance, as they say, freestyle.
Yeah.
But when you're dancing to 1, 2, 3, 4,
On
5,
the
6,
beat.
7, 8, with moves for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah,
7, 8,
yeah.
it is horrifying. For me, at least, it is.
So that's
That's
what you
the
meant.
reason.
That
That's
I'm
what I
like,
meant.
can't.
It started with the song. It was 4 days of the song. And I was like, what am I doing here? I don't belong here. I really don't. And I look at myself in that song. Whenever that song pops up anywhere and people still tag me on it, I'm like, oh gosh.
God.
I have grown a little bit of grace since
Since
a little
then.
bit of elegance since then. But I'm still pretty bad, but not as bad as I was then. I mean, I had to do something where I had to shake my head. And I'm like, oh my God. Terrible. It was a tough start, but the rest of
And the fear of dance is still there.
it's still there. It's
The
still,
choreographed dance.
Choreographed dance.
So Mandira, you've been a super strong mother, an actor. Now we're coming to our segment called Dabur Amla, Story of Strength.
Okay.
And of course, you've been through so much in your life. Yeah. And I want to know one instant that you remember or a phase jo aap guzar rahi thi usse, and then how you came out of it. And tell our listeners, something. Jaise aapne kaha, aap motivational speaker hai, so
Okay.
You've been through it.
I've been through many, many things. I've had a very, firstly, I've been in the business for 30 years, which is a very long time. And being in entertainment for that long, you realize also that you have some great phases and some not so good phases.
Absolutely.
So in these last 30 years, I've felt a lot, experienced a lot, seen a lot. And I have to tell you, I used to have some very serious anger issues.
Oh.
Yes, it doesn't seem so now.
Because you're so calm and
yes,
fun and relaxed.
Yes, but I used to. And, if things weren't going well work-wise, I would lash out, I'd be angry. I was very angry. I used to be very angry. And when it comes to... When
you were younger, much younger, like in your 20s?
No.
Oh, no.
Not too long ago. Let's say about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And, the first thing is, a lot of us go through life without absolutely any idea of the kind of effect we have on people or how we treat people. People just are so into themselves and concerned with themselves that they don't realize. Awareness is a very important thing. It's very important to be aware. 1 minute, there is something here that is amiss, something needs work, something needs changing, something needs... And I did realize that I would lash out at the closest, we tend to do that.
Of course.
We are the hardest on the people who love us the most. And my mum and Raj used to always get into a conversation saying, she loves us the most, but she's the hardest on us. And sometimes she's so angry and so this, so that. So, I mean, I knew there was something that needed changing and something that needed work. And honestly, in our society, we're a little behind the West in the sense that whenever we have a problem that needs addressing, people don't really go to professionals.
Yeah, it's a thing. You can't take
Why
therapy.
would you? Why
then
would
you're
you go to a
considered like
therapist?
off your head.
I've been to a therapist 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And when I told my mum for the first time I'm going to a therapist, she said, why?
Why? What's wrong? Yeah,
What will people think? Firstly, what will people think? And then it was like, no, but why can't you speak to your friends or speak to me? I said, no, I want to speak to a professional. And I want to speak to somebody that, is equipped to help me and who can give me a perspective and show me a mirror. And so I've done that kind of therapy, clinical therapy, and then I've done, spiritual therapy. I've had a healer who's come and met me. But what really actually helped me through my very severe anger issues was hypnotherapy. Okay. And I'm sharing this with you because I think, people firstly don't talk about the fact that I've had mental health issues. So I've been angry and I've also been depressed. And I've tried to deal with my sadness through therapy. But anger really needed something else. And hypnotherapy, unlike what people would imagine it to be, you're not lying on a couch with somebody,
like how they're saying that,
with a pendulum in front of you, and you're just blurting out whatever's coming, down from your subconscious. The way it works is our mind is like this, all right, and we use only 2-3% of our conscious mind is what we're using on a day-to-day basis. A lot of what we what we go through, a lot of what, the negative experiences we have, we push down into our subconscious and don't want to deal with it, don't want to address it, don't want to process it, just gets pushed down. And those later on in life become patterns, become depression, become, anger. And with the beauty about hypnotherapy is when you go into a session, firstly, you're not under. People say you're under, you're down, and you are absolutely conscious at all times. It is very beautiful. And you are just able to access that 98% which you can't otherwise access.
Right, yeah.
Which is so nice because it gets you to the root of a lot of things that, that trouble you and that have become patterns in your life. So it was hypnotherapy that actually, I did maybe 12 sessions of hypnotherapy, and I can say I actually conquered something that was an ailment with me, a disease with me. It was anger is not good for anybody.
Yeah.
Now, that's not to say at this point of time I don't get angry at all. There are sometimes situations that warrant anger. But I have dealt with my anger issues through a lot of therapy. And I really think that, a very important message that should go out to people is whenever you're feeling, off, be it angry, depressed, sad, for an extended period of time, I think you should address it. You should do something about it and reach out. And it's easier and better to speak to a professional, someone you don't know, than someone who you do know, who could possibly judge you or, So, I mean, I have conquered it. I have overcome it.
Yeah.
And I can say I am on the other side of it. And, as a parent, we all now parent our children differently from the way we were parented. There are patterns. So when you grow up with very, very strict parents, you become a very strict parent yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are certain things that, and there was a time when I'd be teaching Veer math and the poor guy is not getting it. And I'd grind my teeth. And my father used to do that when he used to get angry with me while teaching me math. He used to get really upset with me and he'd talk to me with clenched teeth. And I realized I was doing that. And I wanted to break that pattern. I have to say, the kind of parent I am now, and listen, this is no judgment on my parents. They parent the way they were parented.
Of course.
And there wasn't all this information that's out there now about breaking patterns and therapy, or therapy for that matter. So I have to say, in some sense, I have broken a pattern. I have overcome my anger. And I think as being, now that I'm a single parent, I need to be closer. It's more important to be closer and more connected to my children than to be a parent that enforces discipline and gets angry and gets upset. So, yeah.
That's such a lovely story. And I think it's so brave on you to be so open about it.
People don't talk about their shortcomings.
No,
People don't talk about
they don't. That's why you deserve this hamper. Giving you a little gift.
Thank you.
Dabur Amla, our little.
Thank you. Thank you. That's so beautiful.
You can take it. So now I want to know, obviously, a little bit more of, you've been such a lovely mother to Veer and Tara. So wanting to know that little bit about, obviously, them.
Yes.
That, how it is, how they are. You make it look really easy.
Oh, listen, you're a mom of two beautiful boys and nothing is easy, you know that.
No, I know. And now you're a single parent.
Yes, I'm
which
a single
of
parent.
course
Yes.
is like, so
It
hard.
is harder. It is much, much harder. And, there was a time whenever I traveled, I always knew that, one parent would be at home. And now I know the last flight of everywhere because I am back at home at night, wherever I go, whenever I go. Yes, it isn't easy, but I have never been one of those people who say, why me? Or, this is out of my control. I can't handle it. I can handle it. The universe, God, the power above, they put you into this life.
Yeah.
And they give you a certain life because they know that you can handle it. There are times when it feels like the struggle is hard.
Overwhelming.
It is overwhelming. But I, from the bottom of my heart, know that it's possible, that I can
Yeah.
do it, and that I will do it, and I've got this.
And they're
I've got this.
responsible children, and they're doing also.
Well,
And
are they responsible? You know, my son is 13, he's in the
Yeah.
8th grade, and I have to get on his case for homework. He's a musician, by the
Oh,
way. Yes,
lovely.
he's got a gift with music.
Ooh.
He plays 4 instruments, and he's, you know, self-taught with the saxophone.
Wow.
So as far as music is concerned, he's got the intellect, musical brain of an adult.
Wow.
An accomplished musical adult. But as far as homework and math and science,
She's sounding more like an artist.
Yeah,
so
he is an
that's
artist. I
nice.
know, but we have to get
I know,
through.
you have to
we
get
have to get through school, right? To do
Yeah.
even whatever, you know, even to get to music school, we have to get through school.
No, of course.
So, is he responsible? He's an old soul. I'll tell you that. He's a very loving child. He's so loving. He started using language like I do. He's, you know,
Because
when
overnight he had to also take responsibility
yes,
as
that's
a
true.
as, you know,
But he
being a-
started using words like, "Mom, I'm so grateful for you." And I'm like, the first time I heard him say that, I was like, let me just sit down, because I use that's how I talk all the time. But for him to say it, it for me, it's very heartening. My daughter, Tara, she's 8. She came to us at the age of 4. And she's this bright spark, and I'm thankful for her every single day, because, you know, after Raj's passing, she makes us still be a family unit. Otherwise, it would have been Veer and me.
I know.
And so it's Veer, Tara, and me, and she's got this energy, and she's got this spunk, and she's a, you know, she's a goofy little kid, and she's got personality, and she's got opinions, and she knows everything.
Yeah, she's like a girl, a girl's
Yes,
girl.
absolutely.
But
and
of course, when you adopted her, if I may ask, of course, you know, I mean, there was a lot of news in the media, you know, that Mandira had adopted, and, you know, obviously adoption anyway, I don't know, somehow people are just, I don't know, back here.
Yes.
You know, it's a thing. So how did you manage to go through this phase? Were you reading comments, or was it like you said, you just shut off?
No, I shut off. The thing is, it's not like I'm an ostrich, but I keep myself away from anything negative. Because I like to be in my own lane. I live my life a certain way, and I don't really care about what people think. I grew up with a mom who always used to say to me, "Mandu, don't do this. What will people think? Don't wear this. What will people think? Don't be this way. What will people think?" And, you know, when you're living in your parents' home, you have to sort of abide by certain rules. I didn't like it. But as soon as I started living on my own, and when I got married, I care 2 hoots about what people think, because what people think does not pay your bills, and what people think is not running your life, and I don't care what people think. And to be honest, you know, with adoption, a lot of people are very like, "Oh my God, don't do that. Why would you do that? You know, you don't know what kind of child you'll get." I mean, people do say that.
That's why,
And I thought to myself, even when I was dating Raj, I remember having this conversation with him, saying that, you know, and those are the times when you say, "Oh, I wish for this," and you share your thoughts about life when you're much younger. And I remember saying to him, you know, I've always wanted to have one and adopt one, and he wanted to marry me, so he said, "Yeah, I'm game." And then it's one thing to say it, and it's one thing to actually follow through with it. And when we turned 6, I said, "Raj, remember I told you I want to have one and adopt one?" And he said, "Yes." He says, "I'm with you." And we got down to the paperwork, and the paperwork is humongous.
Humongous, apparently.
It took me 6 weeks to put together my papers for this. And we put our papers in when Veer was 6, and then it took a little while longer than we thought. And both he and I got busy with work. And then during the pandemic, I said to Raj, I said, "You know something? Veer is now 9. Okay, he's turning 9. And if we don't do it now, it's just going to get left. It's not going to happen." So I just put my foot on the gas, and during the pandemic, in the thick of the pandemic, we went and we got her from Madhya Pradesh. That's where she comes from.
Oh, really?
And yeah,
in the pandemic.
In the pandemic, and Raj,
and having to go there, get her.
Yes, and you know, normally both parents have to go, but during the pandemic, we took, because, you know, and where she came from, the cases of COVID were very high. So we took special permission. I said, I'm going to stay back with Veer and Raj is going to go. And he took a flight the night before. And she comes from a very, very, very small little town stroke village called Tikamgarh, which is not close to any airport. It's 5 hours away from Bhopal,
so
Indore,
to
Jabalpur.
her village.
So yeah, so small town. So he landed in Jabalpur the night before. The next morning he drove there 4 hours before the time he had to pick her up. And then when he was leaving from there, we took a chartered flight, Veer and me, and went to Jabalpur airport. And the same time they reached, and we had our union in Jabalpur.
So, but you hadn't seen anything before?
No, we'd seen photographs.
Okay.
And you have to say yes or no basis of photograph, mind you. Yes. But we did a couple of video calls.
Nice.
And so she had kind of seen our faces. And it was amazing how ready she was to come, because when Raj got there, it was a small little, home. And there were two babies and another girl and her, and that's it. And there was staff. And the car was ready, and Raj was saying bye-bye to everybody. And she just opened the car door, sat in the car and said, "Chalo." She was all set to go. She was ready. And I think they had primed her that, she's going to a nice family. And she was all set. And she was a little silent to begin with when she came. But then now, Veer can't do without her. And she can't do without him. They're very close. And there's a lot of love.
Amazing.
And there's a lot of bickering like siblings do. But we're a family unit, and we are full of love, and it's amazing how she has molded herself into us. I mean, she came to us and she used to talk with this, dialect. She said, "J ka hai, J kaun hai?" And now when she gets into car, she says, "Mom, drop the beats." And mom, play Elton John. No, she'll go to Alexa and say, "Alexa, play Elton John by Maroon 5.
Wow.
She gets it all mixed up, but it's okay.
Like Elton John by Maroon 5.
Yes.
Oh God,
so she loves Elton John and Maroon 5, but she doesn't know how to, always ask Alexa for the correct, for the correct song. But she's got it, and she's sharp, and she's now in the same school as Veer, and she makes friends faster than Veer does. So she's got a very, very, very busier social life than I do.
They have.
Yes,
that's exhausting.
Putting together those play dates.
Oh God.
Yeah.
We know that you are a super mom, which is of course. So now you recently said in one of your interviews, which you said, "Ke log bhool gaye hain ke you are an actor also."
Yes.
And now with OTT opening up, I think so many different roles and characters have opened up avenues, and opportunities have come on, so what do you feel about that?
Here's the thing.
And you want to act?
Of course I want to act. And, for 15 years I had very short hair. This is my long hair, by the way.
Yeah, I don't even think, I've only seen you in short hair.
Yeah, but this is the longest it's been in 15 years. Okay. So before this, it was even shorter. And because of the stereotyping in our entertainment world. So as long as I've had short hair and I've been connected to fitness, I have been offered only cop roles. Or only
so
gangster,
you think it's because
or
of
only
the hair?
gangster roles. Yes, and the way I carry myself and the way I am.
Okay.
So the last couple of acting roles that I've done have been cop and gangster roles, and there's only that many that you can do, right? So I want to play like
a normal, like a nice whatever
character.
Yeah.
So I'm not in the market for gangsters or cops anymore. And
only for the glamorous roles now.
Yes, well, glamorous,
acting,
acting, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Regular. Yes. I think women with short hair.
Yeah, they tend to now they're putting you in a box.
Yeah, they put you in a box. Women with short hair are generally badass.
Okay, they consider that, that's slightly.
Yes. So therefore, there was a time I was only doing gangster, cop. Then there was a movie I did where I was a cop's wife. Then there was another show I did where I was a gangster's wife. So I'm like, they're not letting me go further than cop and gangster.
Okay.
So I'd like to do something more than that. And
I
am keen. And I did a small cameo in Railway Men, which I really enjoyed.
Okay.
And I managed to put this hair into a
plait. The braid. Yes.
And it was a nice role. And because that was Yash Raj, they were so excited. after,
Yeah.
30 years after Dilwale,
Dilwale.
DDLJ, she's wearing a braid and she's looking like that. And I'm like, okay, it was nice. It was nice
Yeah,
to...
so people who, push it, they will.
Yes. So I am looking forward to acting again. The other kind of roles that also came my way were presenter roles.
Okay.
Cricket commentators.
Yeah, because they would always...
Because they could only associate me with the person they saw. And that's what happens when you look a certain way.
So now you have to grow your hair.
Yes.
Longer.
Yes.
Longer than this.
Longer than this. This is quite long,
Yeah.
I'm looking like a lady.
So now, obviously, we have to discuss a little bit of your fitness because,
Yes.
that's also who you are. So was it like something that just, you realized that, okay, I'm just going to get like super fit one day, or were you always like this since you were a teen?
Now, if I tell you, you're not allowed to judge me, all right? Because whatever gets you into fitness, it's not important,
course.
as long as you stay there, right?
There.
Now, I was invited to be a part of Khatron Ke Khiladi in 2008.
Okay.
And if I'm going to be on national television, jumping off helicopters or swimming underwater and doing things like that, I said, A, I want to be a strong contender, and B, I want to look good doing it.
Look good.
Yeah, I'm going to be on national television wearing all kinds of clothes. Now, up until then, 2003, I'd done the cricket, the World Cup, right? So up until then, people thought I was very sporty and fit and all, but I was not.
Yeah.
I was not. I was just connected with cricket. It was in 2008 when I signed that show, and literally from the time I signed it to the time I got to the show to shoot it, Akshay was hosting it. And I said, I'm going to be in front of Akshay Kumar. I want to look good doing it, right? So that's the first and only time I got a trainer.
Okay.
And I trained with the trainer.
So you started doing your weight training.
Yes, I started doing weight training and running, and honestly, that was the time that it just became a part of my life. And even when I was shooting Khatron Ke Khiladi in South Africa, 2 stunts a day we would shoot. And at the end of the shoot day, I would come back and go for a run or go to the gym and work out because it was so much a part of my life. And even when Veer was born, I let myself go a little bit. I put on 22 kilos.
Same here,
it happens. And when he came out, he was only like 2.5 kilos.
So like, where did everything go on me?
I know, 19.5 kilos. 19.5 kilos is what I had to lose all by myself. And I was like, that's like a lot. And, someone once told me, and I'll never forget it, and I'll always thank her. She says, when you're post-pregnancy, you should lose your weight immediately because if you don't, it kind of stays on you.
Yeah, then it doesn't go.
So I gave myself 6 months to lose those 19.5 kilos, and 6 months to the day I was back to my, pre-pregnancy clothes, my 26-inch waist jeans. And I was like, the key is there's a couple of things to it. One is to get onto the wagon as soon as possible. 2 is never buy yourself any in-between clothes. You buy yourself in-between clothes.
Then you get comfortable.
Yes. So I had my pregnancy clothes, and then I had the clothes I had to fit into eventually, which was my pre-pregnancy clothes, and nothing in between.
Yeah, just go.
So then, and literally, Veer is born on 17th of June, and on 17th of December, I had an event in Dubai, and I remember stepping onto the scale and weighing myself, and I was exactly 52.5 kilos.
Wow.
From before I got pregnant. So
that's amazing.
I worked really hard to lose the weight. And now fitness has just become a part of my life. And the key is, to keep it sustainable. Do something that you can do on a regular basis.
Be good with food, which you
Be
must
good with food. It is 30%. It's 30% exercise, 70%
I think
food.
So,
It is.
Nutrition,
and if you train on a regular basis, you can make 40, 60.
Yeah.
But it can't be more than that. It can't be more than that. And, you can't go to the gym and come back and say, bring on the gulab jamuns because it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So
thank God I don't have a sweet tooth. Do you?
You do? I do. I've given up sugar.
Oh,
completely
God. Now even that you've given up now?
I've given up sugar. I eat non-processed. I eat fruit, I eat dates, I eat stuff that's sweetened with dates. So I've not given up. I have a life to live.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm eating that kind of sugar, but processed sugar I've completely given
which is, I think, that's a good thing.
It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. So, I mean, it's now become a part of my life. I do my exercise or my activity is something I can do on a sustainable basis, because you can't be fit, you can't stay fit if you're not regular. And if you're not, and you can only be regular if it's something that is sustainable for the long period. If you can do it, on a regular basis. Like gym, I used to go to the gym 5-6 days a week, and it can be terribly boring.
Yeah, I know, doing the same thing.
So I do things to, like we are just discussing, do things to mix it up. You do Pilates, you do
something
yoga.
to change it up.
It's got to be something, and it's got to be some activity, 1 hour of some activity every single day.
I think so.
Yeah. So when you mix it up, it's actually fun. Then there's no monotony.
Yeah, then it's not like "Arey, karna hai." Then you feel excited to go into
And
it.
the other thing is, people diss walking. And walking is fantastic.
It's amazing.
I mean, twice a week, I walk for an hour and a half, and it's great exercise.
But outdoor?
Outdoor if I can, if the rain allows me. Otherwise, I even walk in a figure of 8 in my living room. I mean, where there's a will.
Or treadmill?
Treadmill. I don't generally walk on a treadmill because I find that extremely boring. Yeah. But walking, people shouldn't diss walking.
No, they shouldn't. I think it's one of the best exercises.
Yeah, 9 months in the year we can walk.
Yeah, and it's the easiest, cheapest, most accessible thing
Absolutely.
to do.
And the best part is your exercise starts the moment you finish tying your shoelaces. You've tied your shoelaces and away you go.
Yeah,
and
you're
steps have
just
started.
Absolutely. How nice. But it's been so nice to have you. It's a very short and sweet show, but it's been amazing. So before you go, it's called AMA. You get to ask me anything.
Okay, I'm going to ask you. I had a lovely conversation with you, a long 2-hour conversation with you when we were flying back from Delhi, I think.
Yeah.
And you told me that you had a fear of flying and that you need, and I think your manager wasn't sitting with you at the time. So you said, I hope you don't mind.
Our flight was delayed.
Our flight was delayed. And you said, I hope you don't mind if, I hold your hand when we take off and when we're landing. So tell me, how's that going?
Oh, God. Missing you on flight, on most of my flights. But yeah, I always make sure. I don't know why, but I mean, like, it's just the turbulence, or it's just the minute the aircraft starts moving, I mean, yeah, that hasn't changed. It's still there. I don't know. I'm trying to get over the fear of it. Like you said, working on it.
But you fly so much.
I know.
So every time you put yourself through all of that.
If there's no turbulence, I'm
good.
fine. But suddenly, like, of course, if there's bad weather or something, I get into like an anxiety kind of situation. And I'm not the kind to just sleep for like those 8-9 hours, even if I'm bored. So even if I'm a light sleeper. So turbulence, I mean, I'm just like.
So that people have told. I'm sure people have told you this. Just keep the seatbelt on.
Yes, I follow the instructions.
No. I'm not saying the air hostess will tell you that, but keep the seatbelt on at all times.
Yeah.
Even when there's no turbulence.
It kind of makes you feel safe.
It makes you feel safe. No, there is a story of the surprise turbulence.
Oh yeah.
Am I to tell you this? Maybe I should.
Oh God, I know, and everything goes flying. Oh my God.
Yeah. No. In Singapore Airlines there was some turbulence that happened.
Wasn't it recently?
It was recent.
I keep reading about
hurt themselves or something.
I know.
So just the only thing is, you're totally good if the seatbelt is on. Keep the seatbelt on.
Yes. But thank you so much for coming on my show and saying such wonderful things. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. It was lovely chatting with you. You're always such a pleasure to talk to.
Yay! I hope you enjoyed watching this episode. Stay tuned to Mirchi Plus for more such episodes and subscribe to Ghana to hear our show in the podcast section. Till then, I'm Kareena Kapoor Khan signing off. See you all in the next episode of What Women Want with Kareena Kapoor Khan, Season 5.